Welcome into the Main Event Broadcasting Network. I'm Timmy McCormack, Director of Athletic Communications here at Piedmont College, as we welcome you into this preview of the 2016 USA South Cross Country Championships, hosted for the first time ever by Piedmont College this coming Saturday, October 29th, in Tallulah Falls, Georgia. And joining me now on this preview of the 2016 USA South Cross Country Championships is Assistant Director of Athletic Communications here at Piedmont College, Danielle Jenkins. Danielle, first time that the Piedmont teams have hosted this cross country event as a USA South member since joining the league back in 2012. How excited are these two programs about hosting?
It's going to be an incredible event, and it is the first time that the USA South has had a host site for this event. It's been at Hagenstone Park in Greensboro for the past couple of years, so it's interesting to see this new dynamic created with having a home course, with having a team that is really taking control of this event and really making this into a championship feel and creating really good atmosphere for these athletes.
Absolutely. The first time it's taken from a neutral site here now to an on-campus site, and it should be a pretty big advantage for the Piedmont College men's cross-country team. They need no advantages, of course. Last year's cross-country champion, the Piedmont College Lions were. It was the first championship for the men's side of the program for Piedmont College since joining the USA South as a program member back in 2012. Here we go again, but it's been close in the preseason poll, especially between them and another conference member.
Well, that's right, Timmy. Piedmont was picked once again as the preseason favorite, but it was a close race as Covenant was in second place by just a single point. Maryville College coming in third overall in that preseason poll. These teams have squared off a couple times so far this season at both the Piedmont Invitational as well as the Berry Invitational. Piedmont has won both of those matchups so far against Covenant and Maryville. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, though, without those added teams in the mix. It's always fun when it comes down to that.
Absolutely. Despite having already won a conference championship last year, it gets even more interesting this year for the men as they're led by a newcomer. One of the household names has really kind of taken on a bit of a presence here, especially when it comes to the weekly awards from the USA South, Nathan Galloway.
That's right. Nathan Galloway has really taken it by storm. He's come on and been really impressive so far this year, has already set the Piedmont freshman 8K school record, has just had an incredible performance so far this year as he has taken both runner and rookie of the week several times so far this year. But it'll be interesting to see as far as the individual championship, whether it will come down to him. There's also a pair of names that have been familiar faces so far in the conference, as Sean Hagstrom from Maryville won the conference in 2013, has finished second the past 2 years. He's back, but hasn't looked as strong this year. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out once it gets to the championship field. Always a different setup. But Micah Sneller is also back, the conference champion from last season. He came in just behind Nathan Galloway at the Piedmont Invitational, of course, that same course here for the USA South Conference Championships. Nathan Galloway has been leading the way. He's got the second best time in the league, was just 7 seconds off the best time, that belonging to another freshman in the league, Maryville's Daniel Beckett. He and Nathan Galloway have really been head-to-head so far this year. Galloway finished just a couple seconds off of him at the Berry Invitational. Those two really look like the two that could be right there at it for the conference championship individually. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, though, because there are a lot of individuals in that mix.
Absolutely. And the men's side, one of the two championships hosted this coming weekend, of course, in Tallulah Falls, Georgia, as it's also time for the women to make their stand as well. And they had a pretty impressive performance at the preview already held once this year.
Well, that's right. The women did win the Piedmont Invitational and the USA South preview that, again, was on that same course. That'll be the 6K championship course for the women. It's interesting to see how it's going to play out because Meredith was picked as the favorites to repeat this year, followed by Covenant, and then Piedmont in third. But the Lady Lions have been ahead of Covenant 3 times this season, also ahead of Meredith at the Piedmont Invitational, the only time that those two teams met up. Covenant was also ahead of Meredith at that meet. So the preseason poll, never the deciding factor, but this year it really could just be just throw it out the window. Let's see what happens on championship day because those 3 teams will have a battle for that championship.
And it usually is the way it is. The preseason polls are fun for us to talk about, but
Yeah,
coaches
exactly.
usually have different ideas. And one who has a different idea about how she's going to compete this year, of course, too, is Reese Bowles, who wants to improve on her performance from a year ago and possibly be in contention for an individual title.
Absolutely. Reese Bowles did finish as a first-team all-conference member last season at the USA South Championships. Sarah Bearden from LaGrange was the one who won that conference meet a year ago. She's only raced once so far this year, still obviously a threat when it comes to the championship season. Itzel Gonzalez from Meredith finished second last year, but was fourth for the USA South runners across the line at the Piedmont Invitational this year, behind Reese Bowles, Casey Todd, another name for Piedmont that's right there in the mix, and Lily Smith of Covenant. Obviously, Reese took the title there at the Piedmont Invitational, but Lily Smith has the next best time in the league, so it'll be interesting to see how that championship atmosphere really changes it for them, as there's really a lot of key pieces that are going in for them. So who knows? It's a toss-up.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to the championships being held this weekend here in Tallulah Falls, Georgia, as Piedmont is the host, the first ever campus site as a host here for the USA South Championships in cross country. We're excited, Danielle.
Hey, it's going to be a great event. We want to encourage everybody to come out and support the teams. It is going to be a blackout, so wear your black. And I hear that if you get there early, might be some free swag, so get there early. You might be able to pick up a t-shirt.
Absolutely. We'll be there early in Tallulah Falls, Georgia this coming Saturday, October 29th, for the USA South Cross Country Championships.